यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ राधे ताई गौरांग जय ताई गौरांग जय ताई गौरांग जय जय प्रभुपाद जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य स्तोत्र सुषमत हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस वे चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य बीबीटी फाउंडर आचार्य सर द होल वर्ल्ड जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय विष्णुपाद नितिलील प्रविष्ट डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर महाराज की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। शब्द स्वामी प्रभु की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 3, text number 41. Tat idam grahyam asha tadidam grahyam asa sutam atmavatam varam sutam atmavatam varam sarva Veda Itihasanam Sarva Veda Itihasanam Saram Saram Samudhritam Saram Saram Samudhritam Tad idam grahyamasa Sutam Atmavatam Varam Sarva Veda Itihasanam Saram Saram Samudhritam Tadidam grahyamasa Sutam Atmavatam Varam Sarva Veda Itihasanam Saram Saram Samudhritam That idam this grahyam asa made to accept sutam unto his son atmavatam of the self-realized varam most respectful sarva all Veda Vedic literatures, books of knowledge, itihasanam of all the histories, saram cream, saram cream, samudhritam taken out. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Shri Vyasadeva delivered it to his son, who is the most respected among the self-realized, after extracting the cream of all Vedic literatures and histories of the universe. Kindly repeat the translation. Shri Vyasadeva delivered it to his son, who is the most respected among the self-realized, after extracting the cream of all Vedic literatures and histories of the universe. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Men with a poor fund of knowledge only accept the history of the world from the time of Buddha or since 600 BC. And prior to this period, all histories mentioned in the scriptures are calculated by them to be only imaginary stories. That is not a fact. All the stories mentioned in the Puranas and Mahabharatas, etc., are actual histories, not only of this planet, but also of millions of other planets within the universe. Sometimes the history of planets beyond this world appears to such men to be unbelievable, but they do not know that different planets are not equal in all respects. And that therefore some of the historical facts derived from other planets do not correspond with the experience of this planet. Considering the different situation of different planets and also time and circumstances, there is nothing wonderful in the stories of the Puranas, nor are they imaginary. We should always remember the maxim that one man's food is another man's poison. We should not therefore reject the stories and histories of the Puranas as imaginary. The great rishis like Vyasa had no business putting some imaginary stories in their literatures. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, historical facts selected from the histories of different planets have been depicted. It is therefore accepted by all the spiritual authorities as the Mahapurana. The special significance of these histories is that they're all connected with the activities of Lord in a different time and atmosphere. Srila Shukadeva Goswami is the topmost personality of all the self-realized souls, and he accepted this as the subject of studies from his father, Vyasadeva. Srila Vyasadeva is the great authority, and the subject matter of Srimad Bhagavatam being so important, he delivered the message first to his great son, Srila Shukadeva Goswami. It is compared to the cream of the milk. Vedic literature is like the milk ocean of knowledge. Cream or butter is the most palatable essence of milk, and so also is Srimad Bhagavatam, for it contains all palatable instructive and authentic versions of different activities of the Lord and His devotees. There is no gain, however, in accepting the message of Bhagavatam from the unbelievers, atheists and professional reciters who make a trade of Bhagavatam for the layman. It was delivered to Srila Shukadeva Goswami, and he had nothing to do with the Bhagavata business. He did not have to maintain family expenses by such trade. Srimad Bhagavatam should therefore be received from the representative of Shukadeva, who must be in the renounced order of life, without family encumbrance. Milk is undoubtedly very good and nourishing, but when it is touched by the mouth of a snake, it is no longer nourishing, rather it becomes a source of death. Similarly, those who are not strictly in the Vaishnava discipline should not make a business of the Bhagavatam and become a cause of spiritual death for so many hearers. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that the purpose of all Vedas is to know Him, Lord Krishna. And Srimad Bhagavatam is Lord Krishna Himself in the form of recorded knowledge. Therefore, it is the cream of all Vedas, and it contains all historical facts of all times in relation with Sri Krishna. It is factually the essence of all histories. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So in these few verses, the importance of this literature, Srimad Bhagavatam, is given. Actually, it is so important that Srila Prabhupada, he made this that every day we should study Bhagavatam, we should read Bhagavatam. If it was not so important, Prabhupada would not have done so. People are generally happy if they can hear Bhagavatam for 1 week, Saptaha Bhagavatam. And they think they have read the whole Bhagavatam in that 1 week. Actually, Srimad Bhagavatam should be studied every day. Anyone? Shloka from Bhagavatam where it says every day one should read Bhagavatam. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So, it is not just for 1 week we should read and then pack it off and keep it, and the whole year we just do sense enjoyment. This is what people do. For 7 days they will attend, and that too from some unauthorized sources. And their life does not change even after 7 days. So this is not how Bhagavatam has to be understood. Bhagavatam should be read very systematically and every day. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So, we are very fortunate because Srila Prabhupada, when he came to the West, when he came to US, he took so much of time and he translated Bhagavatam. He carried Bhagavatam with him. So this is the importance of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So why this literature is considered to be so important? In the previous verse, we had seen, and this is a continuation of previous verse. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam. This Bhagavatam, this Purana by the name Bhagavatam, Brahma Samhitam. It is non-different from the Supreme Lord. It is an incarnation of the Supreme Lord. That is why it is so important. All other Vedic literatures, they are tinged with something material. Krishna is not material. Krishna cannot be something which has impurities. Krishna is completely pure. When Arjuna was referring to the Lord, Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram, Paramam Pavitram, that is Krishna. Correct? So, Krishna, being the purest, the literature which is an incarnation of the Supreme Lord cannot be impure. And that is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said this is Amalam Puranam. It is completely spotless Purana. There is no tinge of materialism in Srimad Bhagavatam. Whereas all other Vedic literature you will find It is as per the modes of material nature, the knowledge is revealed in the Vedic scriptures. So that is how it said, importance of Bhagavatam. And then we also saw what is the subject matter of this Bhagavatam? Uttama Shloka Charitam. Bhagavatam does not contain mundane subject matters. Many other Vedic literatures contains mixture of karma, jnana, yoga. But Srimad Bhagavatam contains only spiritual items. That is why there is a beautiful example given. If you see a hamsa, a swan, a hamsa has got a very interesting capability. If you give it milk and water, it will only take the essence, the milk. It will leave behind the water. It can segregate. So this Bhagavatam is the literature for Paramahamsas, Paramahamsa Samhita. It is meant for them. But the Supreme Lord being very kind, somebody can reduce this, there is an echo. Supreme Lord being very kind, He has given us this opportunity that even though we are not Paramahamsas, but we can also relish Srimad Bhagavatam. We can also try to understand Srimad Bhagavatam. How does this happen? So in Bhagavatam it is mentioned, in our conditioned life, this will act like a medicine. When we are in conditioned life. Just like there is a disease, jaundice. Sarva Lakshan was telling me yesterday, Prabhu, I had jaundice. So jaundice, the symptom of jaundice is that if you are given anything sweet, you find it bitter. You cannot taste it. And the Ayurvedic medicine for jaundice is you have to take sugar candy, sugarcane juice, and especially sugar candy. Now when the patient is taking it, when the patient is taking sugar candy, it will sound bitter to him. It will taste bitter to him. But actually, is the sugar candy bitter? His tongue is coated with disease, because of which he cannot taste sugar candy, because of his disease. So sugar candy will act like a medicine. His disease will get over. He will regain his taste. How many of you are ready to hear Bhagavatam for 1000 years? You will tell Prabhu 1 hour is more than enough. Right? Shaunakadi rishis, when they assembled in Naimisharanya, they wanted to perform Srimad Bhagavatam Yagna, hearing of Srimad Bhagavatam for 1000 years. Imagine. So Prabhupada mercifully gave us only 45 minutes to 1 hour. Because we are diseased. We'll find it bitter. We don't relish. Newspaper, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, we can go through it, read it again and again. Then you'll find even old people, how they pass time. For a devotee, it is avyartha kalatvam. He does not want to waste his time. One of the signs of advancement in devotional service is devotees always thinking, is my time being wasted? But material people, they pass time. In India, it is called time pass. When they go in the train, you will find how they pass time. Isn't it? So, this is because of our diseased condition. Otherwise, it is very sweet like sugar candy. So, in our diseased condition of life, we have to take little austerity. Medicines are generally little bitter. But this medicine actually is sweet. We are feeling it to be bitter because of our diseased condition. Otherwise, sugar candy is always sweet. So, Bhagavatam is Bhava Oshadhi. If we seriously study Srimad Bhagavatam, our material disease will be over. Can you imagine? Just by understanding Srimad Bhagavatam, you don't have to go and stand on your leg for 1000 years to become liberated from this world. Just by reading Bhagavatam, understanding Bhagavatam, one can completely become liberated from this material existence. Bhava Oshadhat Shotro Manobhirama. And it is very, very pleasing to the ears, very pleasing to the heart. Only, it is said in Bhagavatam, only those people who are Pashugnat, those who are not interested in self-realization, those who want to murder the soul, Pashugnat. One of the meanings of Pashu there is the soul. Another meaning of the Pashu is those who are animal killers. Only such people cannot understand Bhagavatam. Otherwise, a sane man, he will understand the importance of Bhagavatam. That in Kali Yuga, the Lord is so kind. He has given me the essence of all the Vedas. You will be shocked to understand that there are so many vast Vedic literatures. One life is not enough to study all the Vedas. Mahabharata itself contains 1 lakh verses. What we will understand? There are so many Puranas, 108 Upanishads, more than that actually, 108 are main Upanishads. 4 Vedas, so many Itihasas, so many Samhitas. We are very fortunate. Ved Vyasa has given Saram, essence of all the Vedas. So, in the previous verse we saw, what is Bhagavatam? Bhagavatam is literary incarnation of the Supreme Lord. It is non-different from the Supreme Lord. Brahma Samhitam. Brahman means the Supreme Lord. Samhita means non-different, incarnation, same as the Supreme Lord. So in one form, if you see Krishna, that is his form. If you want to see Krishna in book form, it is Bhagavatam. If you want to see Krishna in metal form, marble form, it is the Archa Vigraha of the Lord. If you want to see Krishna in sound form, it is the holy name. Krishna has many incarnations. So this is literary incarnation of Krishna. So that means when you're reading Bhagavatam, we are associating with the Lord. When you're chanting the holy name, you're associating with the Lord. When we are worshipping the deities, you're associating with the Lord. These are all different incarnations. So who is a sane man who will not pay attention to Bhagavatam? And then further, we also saw what does it contain? Uttama Shloka Charitam. The Lord who is glorified with all chosen poetries. His activities are described in Srimad Bhagavatam. Lord is not described with mundane words. He is described by Uttama, Udgata Tama. Real meaning of Uttama is not simply superior. Real meaning of Uttama is Udgata Tama, which is completely transcendental to anything material. He is described by transcendental poetry. That is the words contained in Bhagavatam. That is the subject matter of Srimad Bhagavatam, not something mundane. It's not a mundane literature. And then we also saw who is the author. See how many beautiful symptoms of Bhagavatam. What are all associated with Bhagavatam? It is it is the literary incarnation of the Lord. It contains transcendental subject matter, activities of the Lord and his pure devotees. And then it says Chakara, Bhagavan, Rishi. It is not written, it is not compiled by some ordinary Rishi. So many Rishis are there. Patanjali Rishi and this Rishi and that Rishi is Gautama Rishi and so many Rishis. This is compiled directly by Vedavyasa in his maturity. And who is Vedavyasa? He is incarnation of the Supreme Lord, Bhagavan. So not an ordinary literature. And then it says, what is the benefit you are going to get? Nishresaya Lokasya. It is meant for the ultimate benefit of everyone in this universe. Dhanyam Swasti Ayanam Mahat. All auspicious, all success. Isn't it? And all perfect. If somebody can read, his life becomes completely perfect, all auspicious, all miseries of his life will be uprooted. This is Srimad Bhagavatam. That is what it was said. And today's verse, it is continuing. Tat idam, that literature, which is Brahma Samhitam, which is written by Bhagavan Vedavyasa, that which contains the activities of the Supreme Lord, that Bhagavatam, tad idam grahyam asa. This Bhagavatam was taught by Vedavyasa first to his own son. Grahyam means he made it to accept. He taught to whom? Sutam, his own son. So was his son some ordinary personality? We may think, what is so great? Vedavyasa taught Bhagavatam to his own son. So many people teach so many things to their own children. But Shukadev Goswami was not an ordinary personality. He was already liberated. None of us are liberated when we have taken birth. Shukadev Goswami, when he took birth, he was liberated. Ya Pravajantam, moment he came out, immediately he rushed to go to the forest because he did not have any attraction for his house, for his family, nothing. For so many years, he was in the womb of his mother, never caring to come out because he is not interested in the material world. Why I should come out? That was the kind of personality Shukadev Goswami was. To such a great personality, Shukadev Goswami, Veda Vyasa taught Srimad Bhagavatam. And then it is said, we may wonder why Shukadev was, Veda Vyasa could have given directly. No? Why did he compile after he taught it to his own son? So Bhagavatam explains there is a reason. Because this Bhagavatam, Shukha Mukhad Amrita Dravya Samyutam, Srimad Bhagavatam is Amritam. But when it came out from the mouth of Shukadev Goswami, it became more sweeter. There is an analogy given in the Vedas that when a ripened fruit is touched by the parrot, it becomes more sweeter. So Srimad Bhagavatam is Amritam. But when it came out from the mouth of Shukadev Goswami, it became more sweeter. So that is the reason it is saying, do not take it lightly. This Srimad Bhagavatam was taught to such a great personality like Shukadev Goswami, who was already liberated. It is a Paramahamsa Samhita, not an ordinary literature. So, Sutam Atmavatam Varam. What is Atmavatam? What is Atmavatam? Self-realized. And what is the meaning of Varam? Best of them. So what is Shukadev Goswami? Best of the self-realized soul. To such great personality, this Bhagavatam was taught. And then we may wonder, okay, you are saying so many things. Bhagavatam is this, Bhagavatam is that. What about so many Vedic literature? Are you saying if you read Bhagavatam, you get everything? So next, that is what it is said. You get Saram. You get the essence of all the Vedas. So what does it say? Sarva Veda Itihasam Saram Saram Samudhritam. Veda Vyasa has taken out the essence of all the Vedas, of all the Itihasas. After that, he has given us the essence. So, what is the position of Srimad Bhagavatam? You can just imagine. You will understand when you see that actually what is Vedic literature, how vast it is. It is very difficult to understand otherwise. There is a verse in Srimad Bhagavatam wherein Shaunakadi rishis, they're asking Suta Goswami. They asked Suta Goswami 6 very important questions. That is called as questions by the sages. If you go Into that you will find. Okay. So they asked 6 questions to Suta Goswami. And one of the questions they asked is, please give us the essence of all the Vedic literatures. What they wanted to understand. So it's a very interesting shloka. I'll read this. Okay. So first they said, प्रायेण अल्प आयुष सभ्य कलौ अस्मिन् युगे जनः मंद सुमंद मतयो मंद भाग्य ही उपाद्रतः. They are very concerned for the people of this age of Kali Yuga. So out of their concern, they are asking, O learned one, in this iron age of Kali, men almost have short life. How much concerned these sages are. They know that what you are going to read all the Vedas, first of all, you have very short life. Is it? Do you know, to master Sanskrit, to even master little grammar of Sanskrit, you require minimum 12 years. Just the grammar of Sanskrit. Forget about so many other things. So Vedic literatures are very vast. So people are very short-lived. Second qualification of Kali Yuga is quarrelsome. Right? This all of us are seeing. Yesterday, when devotees were driving, by mistake, Lochan Prabhu, he went on the zebra cross. So one man came and he started beating the glass of the car. See, for small things, you can find. And I have also seen personally, I was sitting on the back seat and my driver was there. Just by mistake, something, he would have touched another person's, very little. That person came out of his car and slapped 2, 3 to the driver. How quarrelsome people are. No tolerance at all in Kali Yuga. These are the qualifications of Kali Yuga. Always quarrelsome, lazy for spiritual life, not for material life. So yesterday, Lochan Prabhu was telling, Prabhu will go to Times Square and see what is material life. And people are active there. He said, this is a place of happening. What is that place of happening? Simply involved only in sense enjoyment. Isn't it? How many people assemble? And he was telling Prabhu, if you come on New Year Day, the crowd is more than Jagannath Puri Rath Yatra crowd. At least in India, we can see how people are interested. Jagannath Puri, so many people assemble. Kumbh Mela, so many people assemble. India is still spiritual. There is a difference. When there is garbage, thousands and thousands of crows will assemble. Hamsa has nothing to do with garbage. He's not interested. Hamsas are interested in crystal clear water where there is lotus. He's more interested in that. The Srimad Bhagavatam is that literature. So, people are lazy for spiritual life, not interested in spiritual life. But for material thing, you can find thousands of them will assemble like crows. Then, misguided, even if somebody shows little interest, I am interested in spiritual life. Yes, please come, give me $100 and I will give you mantra. You don't have to do anything. In my college, there was a boy. He was a follower of Jaddu Krishnamurti. So he would smoke cigarette and he will say, Krishnamurti says, just enjoy what you are doing. See? So you can become spiritual by smoking cigarette according to him. Just enjoy smoking cigarette. The devotees were telling that now it is, that what is that drug name? Marijuana. It is very common there. People are smoking. Very common. Misguided. They think there is something spiritual about it. Even if somebody is interested in spiritual life, so many people to misguide. So very misguided people. Unlucky. And above all, always disturbed. Isn't it? This is a symptom of people of Kali. So that is why the sages are saying, please give us the essence. For this age of Kali, if we have to be merciful on the people of Kali Yuga, please give us the essence of all the Vedic literatures. So in the next verse they say, Bhurini bhuri karmani shrotavyani vibhagashaha. Bhurini means multifarious. There are so many Vedas, so many divisions of the Vedas you will find. And in those divisions you'll find so many different kinds of duties mentioned. Bhurini, first of all, Vedas are also vast in number. You go into one of the Veda, in that you will find Bhuri Karmani, multifarious activities mentioned. Do this, do this. You want Putra, do Putreshti Yagna. You want to go to Swargaloka, do this Yagna. So many activities are mentioned. Then, Atah sadho atra yat saram. That is why. So first of all, they said, life is very short in Kali Yuga. People are quarrelsome, misguided, isn't it? And then there are so many Vedic literatures. So what we are requesting is, please give saram. Atah sadho atra yat saram samudhritya manishaya. So please, what you have ascertained to be the essence of all the Vedas, and how not unintelligently, manishaya, with your intelligence, what you have ascertained to be the saram. Bruhi, please speak to us. Why? Bhadraya Bhutana, for the auspiciousness, Bhadrayam, for the auspiciousness of all the living entities, Yenatma Suprasidati, and by that essence, what is going to happen? They will be completely satisfied. That essence you speak. That essence which will bring about auspiciousness in the life of inauspicious people of Kali Yuga. That essence which will give their soul the real satisfaction which they are searching for. That essence. And how do you speak that? How do you take out the essence? With your supreme intelligence. Manishaya. So this is Srimad Bhagavatam. So we find the same thing being mentioned here, that they're asking. It is being said here, tadidam grahyam, that this Vedic literature, this Srimad Bhagavatam, is not ordinary. It was taught by Veda Vyasa to his own son, who was the greatest of the self-realized. And what is this? What did he teach to his son? He taught Saram Saram. It is a cream. If you compare, Prabhupada is saying, if you compare the Vedic literatures to the milk, then the Srimad Bhagavatam is the cream of that Vedic literature. And Prabhupada is mentioning that actually this is not an ordinary history. One should not be surprised to see certain things which we cannot accommodate in our tiny brain, in our tiny experience in this material world. Just like if I have to, of course in India there is no issue. If I come to West and if I tell that there are planets where there are people with 4 heads, they will laugh. They will think it's all imaginary. Because they don't understand. This history is not from just Earth. There are different living conditions in many planets, right? It's like even here, we find so many different living conditions. Within 6 hours, there is so much difference. Vikram Krishna Prabhu was telling me, just go east side and you come to west side, so much of difference. Even in time, there is so much of difference. Temperature, there is so much of difference. Then you go to California side, it is quite hot. You come to this side, same country. So in same country, you can find so much of difference of living conditions are there. Right? You go to Manhattan, you find skyscraper building. You come to New Jersey, you are peaceful. Devotees were telling me, when people want to be peaceful, they don't have cars and they become fed up. In New York, they don't have cars there. They will keep car in New Jersey. In the weekend, they will come and then they will go around. So even in one country, we find so much of difference in living conditions. In one earth, we can find so much of difference in living conditions. So isn't it obvious in different planets in the universe, there are different conditions? We may have one head, they require more heads. So what is the problem? In fact, Chaitanya Charitamrita says there are Brahmas with millions of heads. Our Brahma, Chaturmukhi Brahma of this universe, he was shocked to see. Even he thought, I am the only Brahma. He had no idea. So if Brahma had no idea, what idea we will have? Isn't it? So Prabhupada is saying, foolish people should not think Bhagavatam is mentioning, because it is said, it is the essence of histories of varieties of planet in this universe. So many planets are there, where the Lord is taking incarnations and his activities, his devotees are there. All the essence you are able to get sitting on earth. Whatever different leelas the Lord has performed, you are getting saram. They are very fortunate. Veda Vyasa has given us the saram of itihasas of all universes, all the Vedic literatures. This is Srimad Bhagavatam. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So you have informed them about all of you know. So today we are going to have feast for all of you. Now you are fasting. In the afternoon, feast will be there. And before the feast, one more session, if you have patience, for 1 hour. From what time? 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Hare Krishna. हे कृष्ण।